Hello guys, welcome to CloudRaga. So in previous video we saw how to perform mapping. So we created two entity classes, passport and person, and use this passport class here in person object or person class. So we have a has a relationship, and the first step is let's save the records. So to save that we have this kind of code ready with us. Another code is just kind of a bare skeleton structure. We need to do that so we can run our Hibernate code. Okay, so let's start and let's continue in the same code. So we have this thing ready, and next step is how to save. So we need to say session dot save, and we need to save this person object which has every detail with it. So is it a right approach or what could be the possible way? Let's figure it out. So saving is done. That's how we do. Call the save method and pass your object. Let's run this code and see what's the impact. So right click, run as application. Okay, and what happened here? We are getting an exception. What's the exception? Let's try to understand it. So it says mapping exception. Hibernate fails to understand the type passport. Which table? Person table. For which column? Passport column. So if we go back to the person class, let's take this thing from here and paste here. So Hibernate is pretty sure about this. It's a primitive type, so it is integer. This is string, so yeah, it's a varchar type in database. That's also fine. But here, what is that? Hibernate could not determine its type. Here comes the Hibernate annotation. It says if you want to achieve has a relationship, or more particularly one-to-one relationship in this framework, so you have to use annotation. So the annotation is quite straightforward. Just write at 1 to 1. So that's the solution. Just use this annotation at top of your field and that error will be gone. Let's move this line here, and then this is the changed code. So when we have this kind of code, you will get this exception, and you have this exception resolved by doing this. Okay, so this is also resolved. Okay, what's the next challenge? Let's see. So let's run this code one more time to see the impact, whether this exception is gone or not. So right click, run as application. Okay, we can see some record, but we are getting some exception as well. So Hibernate tries to create two tables, passport and person is created. Some alter command is also there, and some alter command for primary key and foreign relationship. Then insert into person is done. Okay, that's nice. Let's check the database. Close extra tables, refresh. So person class is ready, nice, and this has one name. Passport is missing. Do we have passport table here? Yes. What's inside it? Oops, it's blank. And yeah, we have a reason. It says transient object exception. Hibernate fails to save the instance of passport. That's what it's saying. That Hibernate is not able to save this passport. So it means you have to save that passport object again. So do that properly. To implement this thing in a working state, let me remove person and passport table from the database. So right click, drop to tables and drop. Yep, that's how it works. And okay, actually code is working, running, so I have to stop this first of all. Stop, remove everything, and yeah, it's gone. Okay, so let's do this from the scratch again. So person object is saved. You have to save passport as well. You have to explicitly save the passport object as well. Sequence doesn't matter. You can use passport up as well. It's up to you. It's fine. But I would like to use passport up then person, because person is kind of a child, then person is a big object. So it can go again. There's no sequence. It's fine if you calling save on both objects, but you have to call save. So take this in kind of a note that how many objects you have in your class, you have to call save method that many times. So right now we have two objects. One is passport, second is person. So you have to call save method twice for different objects. That's how Hibernate understands. But yeah, of course we can, fix it, or we have a better solution for that, but later. For now, let's focus on one-to-one mapping. So I believe this code should run now. So run as application without any error, and we should get our first code working state in a one-to-one. Okay, so no issue, no error. So we got two create queries, some alter commands that we'll see later. But yeah, two insert queries as well. One is for password and one is for person. That's nice to see here. Let's refresh table. So let's check the passport first. So we have ID1, country name is India. Okay, that's cool. What about person? So right click, select rows, and there we go. ID, name, and passport ID. So that's how one-to-one mapping works. You have to make sure your class where you are having has a relationship that must be marked with at one-to-one. And once you're trying to save, make sure you are saving both objects. Has object I mean the object which is inserted into a big object like person. So we can say person is a primary table and passport is a secondary table. That's how we get primary key and foreign key relationship. If you know a little bit about database, so you can easily connect it. If you don't know, please put it in the comment section. Maybe I'll create some videos. Soon I will create some videos on JDBC or database itself. Thanks for watching this video guys. Let's meet in next topic.